You're listening to Redman in the House. Hey, it's a podcast.
Jungle Pam, one of the famous backup girls, Mad Maxine in today's time, backup girl, Mad
Good
Maxine.
friend of ours, Mad
Right.
Maxine. Yeah,
See,
she brings them
she's
in.
got the name, and what's her car that she backs up?
Mad Max.
And it's just, that gets the people into it, gets them involved in it. I think we need to get back to that a little bit. And I think if we do that, it'll get the young folks drawn in, because
it's that excitement. It's the branding aspect of it. It's characters, and you're giving stories behind the drivers, and then you really get into that, and it just adds to the overall energy of the event.
Even sportsmen. I mean, we got sportsmen that had names. Their cars had names. I remember an old El Camino was called the Guinea Pig. He ran iStock automatic at Edgewater. Neat car. They would have cars, Business Machine, Time Machine, and Wrecking Crew, Granny Goose. And it's like you go on Apricot Brandy. And you're in another sport, famous sport, wrestling.
That's
wrestling. And what's them wrestlers?
You got them crazy over the top gimmicks,
right?
Those ring names.
You got the game, and you got different ones in wrestling, and that's what gets them people pumped up in the stands. They start looking around and the game, and
they come up with that energy. They get them feet stomping there on the grandstands. That energy. They can feel that there behind that wheel. They're putting on that show. You talk about naming the cars there. I really a group that I really love is the Scott Rods.
Oh
yeah, because they all have that, man. You got like the Cosmic Ray. One of my favorites there, the Gas Hole. Getting out there putting on a show. But even down to that sports room, one of my favorite calls each and every race day, and he's always making a run for it. 2-time world champion Brian Hendrickson.
Oh yeah,
in that damned old yellow demon. You can get into that, and the crowd can feed off of that. You mentioned Mad Maxine, and what a showman that she is. Absolute beauty, but her intelligence. She's at in the sport. And she'll testify. She'll tell you, that she had to hit the books and learn the sport inside and out, and how much pride she takes. When people come up in the pits and want to talk to the crew and all that, she can field all those questions.
Oh yeah, and that makes it so nice, and people, and she's a great ambassador. Like say when the guys are thrashing on the car, she's out there. And if people can walk up and be personable with her, autograph, picture taken, whatever. You see her pictures a lot on Facebook, where she's been with kids and different aspects of the race. And that's what it takes. That's one thing I think our sport has over all of them. A lot of us can't get up and close and personal to a baseball player, football player.
You're not going to go ask, here in Cincinnati on the sideline, Zach Taylor, what the heck were you thinking?
Right.
You're not going to ask Ellie, man, what are you looking for the curve? But you can do that.
Right. In drag racing, you can talk to every driver, every crew chief if he's available, every person that's involved in the car you could talk to and reach out to, and they're so wanting you to have your picture taken with the car. Baseball players, you got to kind of have a contact information somehow to reach out to them. Say Joe Burrow. How am I going to get to Joe Burrow? I'm just Redman. Well, he don't know me.
You show up in Paycor and you flash them Hall of Fame credentials. They let Redman in. For the average, no pun intended. Also, for average Joes, we can't get to that, Joe.
Exactly. But any spectator in drag racing can get to anybody anytime, and it's great.